It would help if I turned the
Oh,
audio on.
the
It would
audio? We
help.
don't have audio?
It would help if I
Do we
turned
even?
the sound on here.
Oh, shit.
Hey gang, what's up? Hi, we are
Hello.
gonna be recording Afterbite live this week. A very special adventure that we're all going on together. Cause it's been pretty hit or miss with Afterbite in the past.
Honestly.
Will it work? Will it not? We just don't know, actually. So
Yeah, I think the last.
we're gonna try our best, you know?
Yeah, because I think the last time we tried to record live, I had to leave like mid recording.
You literally left before we even began. It was
I
bad for us. It was brutal
like
out
you
here
had
for
done the intro,
us.
and I was like, "B, I didn't hear any of that."
Yeah, it was brutal for us last time we tried to record live. This time, though, will be better. I am manifesting. I am speaking it into the universe. It will be
Yeah,
better.
we're doing good so far. Knock on this entire chair is made of wood, so it's fine.
My desk is made of wood as well. I'll knock on it like a motherfucker. Um,
Uh,
uh-huh.
I got
So,
COVID.
we, I'll hit the start button and we can just like get started. Oh fuck. Do you
Yeah,
want to pull up the Netflix descripto? Because I don't have
sure.
that. And
You know what?
honestly,
I cannot wait to hear Sabine
Jane
tell
Ann
me
Devereaux
about
got caught doing
Jane and
magic.
Devereaux. She was caught doing magic.
And you know you can't do magic in the quarter.
Not because of Marcel.
No, he would never.
Oh
Not
my
my
god.
Marcel.
Marcel, the goodest boy of
Not
all
my
time.
sweet boy Marcel. Also,
I will say
why?
I got a
Girl,
note by the
tell
way.
me why.
What?
Zencaster was just like, hey, we see how you have this lined nicely up, by the way. No longer. We will
Are you
move
serious?
ever so slightly. No, it's fine. No, Zencaster is fine. The
Oh, okay.
Zencaster, the screen moved so slightly and it like threw my whole shit off. I was like, God damn it. Alright.
Oh, okay. I love how people are like asking me like, "What's your sad theory about the ending of Legacies?" I'm like, I really don't want to share it because it's like y'all are gonna think I have it in because like I'm talking with writers now. I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like, no,
I'm just not
no,
gonna
no.
share
People
it.
think now. People think that I'm an official source. They're like
Oh my
tweeting at
god.
me, "Save Legacies." I'm like, I'm trying.
Girl,
What
what
do
do
you
you
think
think
I'm
I'm doing here?
What do you think? I'm not
That's
Brett Matthews anymore. I
so
promise.
funny. That's
Oh,
so
there is
funny.
a thunderstorm. There is a thunderstorm.
Oh, so it's not just your neighbors bowling.
It's not just my neighbors playing Wii Bowling. It is actually a thunderstorm, which actually, I think last night when we recorded an episode, there was a thunderstorm too.
And there was a thunderstorm for me last night when I was recording. There was a
They
thunderstorm
know
for
we're
me.
recording. They know we're recording
They
Afterbite, though. Like, you
know
better
they
not.
have it. Weather has it out for us. Mother Nature said, no, 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 not today.
You will not record Afterbite on the holy day that is Sunday. When we all know in TVD history, the holy day is Thursday. Am I wrong? I mean, Vampire Diaries aired for like 7 seasons on Thursday, and then the originals just bounced around.
Or originals bouncing around.
I know, poor them. They never really had a like. Everyone was like, "Why not just have it air after Vampire Diaries?" And they're like, "No, that's too predictable." They had it airing after like The Flash, and it's like, why?
People love man angst. I'm gonna open up my V8 and then we can get started, shall we?
The V8,
The V8, the classic.
the ceremonial. That's how I know like we've started recording or we haven't recorded anything yet.
We just
And
like,
we
yeah, this
haven't.
is like when shit gets real.
Yeah, because sometimes I'm typically like not looking like at our cameras. I'm like on different pages,
Mm-hmm.
or I'm just not here at all. Like I'm just gone.
Just disappeared.
I'm just in a different room on a microphone. Like what's happening?
Okay.
Closer walk with thee. I almost sang the song. The next episode is Battle of New Orleans.
Yeah, I know.
Ooh.
I know. I'm so excited to get into it.
Can we skip Vampire Diaries next time?
God, I want to so bad.
Oh my god, I just want to finish up this season. I don't want to finish up the season, but like
Here's what we need to do. We need to all just block out like a Saturday, and we just need to go through the last 3 episodes of TVD and just be done with it. We just need to be done with it.
Yeah. We need to finish up season 5. I'm sorry, season 5.
It's so bad. It's so brutal out here. It's so brutal out here. Okay.
Except I do love the finale.
The finale's like pretty good, but like, eh.
It doesn't compare to like Founders Day, which you all hated. Here I am,
Yeah.
like best finale ever, and you and even Lane Morgan was like, no, this sucks.
Not a good finale.
No, but at least it's not the season 2 finale.
At least it's not the season 2 shit finale. Alrighty.
Whatever that was.
Shall we get started? Shall we?
Shall.
Hey, hi, hello everyone, and welcome to Afterbite. It's an Originals fan cast only 8 years too late. This week, we are talking about Season 1, Episode 20 of the Originals, A Closer Walk with Thee. And we got fun energy, actually. We have very fun energy today.
I slept till like 1 o'clock this afternoon. This is great.
I've been laid out on my couch playing Pokemon all day. Truly a great day, actually.
I've been eating pizza rolls, watching Candy on Hulu, that new like drama about the murder, I guess, in Texas.
Oh, and so true.
It's good, but it's like a little like, it's funky.
Mm-hmm. I know what you mean.
But Jessica Biel is great in it.
Jessica Biel is great in everything.
And so is Justin Timberlake's in it too. He just popped up. Like I know they're married, but it's just like, oh hi. Justin
it's just like, oh, when did you get here? Yeah, I feel that. A Closer Walk with Thee.
How great thou art.
That's not the second part of that song.
Is it not?
I don't think it is.
Hold on.
I don't think it is.
Hold on. Closer Walk with the lyrics. I don't need the chords. Thank you. I'm not singing this in church. Oh shit, it's not. Where am I getting How Great Thou Art from?
How Great Thou Art is a different Christian song.
Where am I getting Closer Walk with, like, how am I? Did I just make a Christian mashup?
I think you're doing a Christian remix. I think you're doing a mashup, bestie.
Oh my god.
I don't know what you're doing, but like...
Yeah, hold on. There is this...
How Great Thou Art is another song. That's confirmed. It's just not A Closer Walk with Thee.
How Great Thou Art. No, my gosh.
What are you doing?
I think I'm having a stroke. I thought this... I'm just looking on Google, and I thought like the next thing coming up, like the next like search result, it says just A Closer Walk with Thee Amazing Hymns. I thought this said Amazon hymns, and I was like,
hymns for praising our new corporate overlords, Amazon. We just gotta bow down.
Oh my god, I'm having a stroke. Oh my god. I don't know where I'm getting that from then. What religious trauma do I have?
A lot, apparently.
I guess. I don't know. I didn't get it in the Christian one. Maybe in the Catholic one.
You gotta just, sometimes it's like a religious trauma, like, gotcha box, you know? You just gotta, like, pull a lever and hope whatever comes out is useful.
It's
and
like
it never
surprise,
is.
Like, is that fun surprise box we always talk about with Damon, like, with vampirism being an allegory for being gay, but we never touch on it. It's just
but we never touch on it. It's just there. We don't
religious
talk
trauma
about
is
it.
there.
We don't talk about it, but it is in fact there.
It's there, and it's gonna stay there.
Alrighty. There we go.
Oh, do we want the Netflix description for this episode?
I would love the Netflix
Would
description
you
for
love
this
that?
episode.
For
Would
episode-
actually, would
Season
love
1,
it.
Episode 20, A Closer Walk with Thee, Not How Great Thou Art, 42 minutes long. Haley confronts a surprising enemy as she and her unborn baby fall into peril during a celebratory wake to honor the fallen member of the community. Which, beautiful.
Beautiful.
That's kind of what happens.
actually a good summary for once, which is really surprising. Actually, I feel like the originals always usually kicks it in pretty good.
Yeah, they do. I feel like for the Vampire Diaries ones, they just kind of snatch them from like.
The Vampire Diaries ones are hot shit garbage, but most things involving TVD are kind of hot shit garbage, so it's fine.
Yeah, literally the first sentence of this, like the press release one, Haley confronts a surprising enemy as she and her unborn baby fall into peril during a celebratory wake to honor a fallen member of the community.
Of the community. Yeah. So, like, I get it. You
Yeah, they
know?
just really like take the first sentence and run with it.
Which, like, fair. Somebody's
Yeah, I kind
gotta.
of feel like a good one would have been like,
I think this one's pretty good, though.
yeah, it's pretty. It makes sense.
It makes sense. It's good. I enjoy this. So, let's get into it, because it's kind of a weird app. It's like a weird app.
Yeah, it is. But I enjoyed it.
The description on the wiki is not good. Sorry, I was just pulling up the wiki to see like what's going on there. Not great,
Yeah,
gang.
this is a full-on review.
Yeah, I don't like it. Give me the unbiased facts, Vampire Diaries wiki. Give me the facts and nothing but the facts.
Is an episode. They're just copying us. How dare they?
How dare they? Alrighty.
Demonstrates some of the best of what the originals has to offer when it focuses on the adults. What? There's only
As
adults
opposed
in the show,
to
Davina.
the one
kid
child who is there.
and the one that's not even born yet.
Like, I don't know, it's weird.
Like, that is weird. Oh well.
Klaus has stress dreams. Klaus has dad trauma stress dreams, is what I'm sort of like getting from this.
At first, because I completely forgot this was a dream sequence. I
Yeah.
thought this was like the actual like funeral. And
Yeah,
I was very
same.
confused. I was like, why is Kieran not like all shriveled up and gray? Why go open casket? I mean, like at first I was like, that's they got a great makeup artist because it's New Orleans,
I
probably.
guess, yeah.
But then it was like, oh, it's a nightmare about the baby.
Oh, it's a dad trauma stress dream.
Which honestly is traumatic considering that there is like a hit out on Baby Hope right now before she's even born.
Imagine being a hitman, just like trolling through the dark web to get your jobs as you do, and you see one for like one hit, unborn child. Like,
One child. If given the current political status right now, they'd be very confused.
it's just like, what? So basically, hey, remember how forever ago I said that the originals is all about like healing from like trauma and like breaking the cycle of abuse? That's pretty much all this episode is.
Oh, 100%.
It's all like Klaus trying to deal with some shit. So the stress dream that he has, Michael literally stabs him in the back.
Which?
Yikes.
Yeah. Anytime you see Michael, you know it's going to be a yikes, I feel
You
like.
know shit's about to go down, dude.
Yeah, especially if Sebastian Roach comes knocking on your door, run.
Literally. Hey, by the way, before we continue, can you get onto Twitter and retweet the latest tweet from Afterbite?
I think I did.
No, I made another one.
Oh, you made another one?
I made another one. Go retweet it with your massive audience.
My my people that think I'm in control of the who think that I'm in control of saving legacies.
Oh my god, so true. Brian, you should do it. Just Thanos snap your fingers and save legacies. Please and thank you.
If I could give every CW show that got canceled like at least one final season, I would do it. Probably not Charmed, because I have a little bit of beef with that one, but like I would still let it be like, yeah, I'll give you guys time to bring back the original sister you just killed off and like have some time. Like the power of 4 now, let's do it. But I feel like I would definitely, especially for Legacies, because Legacies is one episode shy of 69 episodes, and I think that's a hate crime.
That's a damn shame.
I think that's a hate crime.
That is a hate crime. Okay, but we need to talk about the originals. Sorry, we keep getting off track.
This is 18 years. We have 18 more years before we hit that.
God. Does it ever hit you truly how Herculean of a task this is, actually?
Oh, why did I sign up for this? This is when I thought Legacies was going to be canceled in season 2. Oh.
I want Legacies to go on forever, not because I think it's especially good. I do think it's really good, but also because I just think it's funny if it does go on forever and we have to just sit here fucking like marionetted talking about TVD universe shows.
The nursing home like, this week Malavor came back. That bitch is back.
At the park, Genevieve is talking to the girls about the ancestors and how all that jazz works, basically. She's sort of like giving them a little walk and talk segment, basically. Yeah. And like supernatural creatures died, they're doomed to go to the other side, to just sort of like sit alone forever and like watch, right?
Yeah, and just vamp.
And just vibe.
And vamp, that's funny. I didn't mean to make that. Oh, it's funny.
Boo. But the ancestral witches of New Orleans do it a little bit differently. They get consecrated into the earth, replenish the power of the witches, and sort of like hang out that way.
I like that.
I do
like,
too.
Nice
I like that it's like a different afterlife.
Yeah, it's nice because like obviously if you're listening along with us and have been suffering through season 5 of the Vampire Diaries, you know that the other side is collapsing right now.
Yes,
So
and this is the first time they've had like a crossover.
Yeah, a crossover since like Tyler.
Pretty much. It's the first time that something that happened on the parent show influenced this one, basically.
Yeah, it's kind of nice though that they had to give that they gave that like little exposition of like, here's what the other side is. Ta-da! Okay,
yeah.
now back to us.
Yeah.
But we're good. They're basically kind of saying like, oh, we're good. Like, we're not going to lose our ancestral plane. Charlie, I know you have a lot of thoughts about the originals right now, but I don't need you meowing at me. And in case you're not listening, Charlie's my roommate's cat. He's meowing at me. He has many thoughts about the originals.
Imagine if you were just talking to your real human roommate like that.
Yeah, Charlie, her name's
Charlie, do you have any thoughts about taxes and also the Vampire Diaries?
What are your thoughts on the other side collapsing? Quick!
Quick, go! But I do like I said, I do dig it, I guess, in a way. It's just kind of like an interesting expansion to the magic, I should say.
Yeah, I feel like this was kind of them covering their bases to say, like, because we know, like, the ancestral well was, they probably all thought, like, oh, the ancestral well is the other side, oh, they're doomed. And, like, this is them kind of saying, nope, they're good, don't worry.
Technically, no, they're fine. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Davina asks what happens to humans, and Genevieve is like, well, some find peace, obviously hesitating. Like, some don't. Alrighty. Like, and then she's just like, I gotta go. Y'all go back to the Lyceum and just, like, think about spirits. Just a really, like, sort of like a free-form thought exercise, I guess. I'm not sure what's up with her teaching method. To be perfectly honest with you, I don't know what's going on there.
She took them on a field trip and then was like, okay, bye. Like,
yeah, and then she's like, Uber home by yourselves. Bye. Like, what?
Yes.
Don't these girls have, like, school or something? Don't they have, like, classes to go to? What's up with, like, high school, maybe? Like...
No, they're witches. They don't have to do any of that anymore.
I feel like a witch still needs to know some calculus.
No, they got witch. They got witch.
They got witch? They got witch? They got witch, dude. Imagine them handing a note into a school administrator that's just like, witch?
I'm a witch.
I'm good. I don't need to take trigonometry my senior year. I got magic. Like, okay, true, but like, what?
I can read the stars. Great, can you read this piece of paper? No.
I feel like a lot of magical, like, kerfuffles might not have happened if witches were more, like, thoroughly traumatized by those, like, really low-key horrifying short stories we all read in English class. I feel like maybe we would be a lot better off. you know?
I feel like they're probably okay with it though. Like the girl, like when she like takes her like ribbon off, like and her head falls off, they're like, "Yep, saw that last week, Charlie. I swear to God, if you start scratching my chair again, I'm going to throw you outside to the dumpster."
No! Not your real human roommate, Charlie! No!
Animal
No!
abuse on not on this podcast.
Not on this show!
We did find him in a dumpster though, which is actually really funny.
Oh, I know somebody else who got their kitten. I have a friend who got their kitten, Onyx, from a dumpster as well.
I always threaten him and I say, "Charlie, you're going back to the dumpster."
You're going back home, buddy!
Oh, he's going in her. He's going in her room now. He should be. He should be less of a nuisance now. The other one is. She's hanging out though. Little Gilgamesh.
So, I think Davina would do really good with, like, the yellow wallpaper. Sorry. That's one of the short stories that really, like, sticks with me.
I was very confused for a second. I was like, are we talking about The Sims? Like,
No.
yeah, I mean, I can give Davina a yellow wallpaper in her room.
No,
but
I'm
okay.
thinking about the short story, The Yellow Wallpaper, and how much it did thoroughly ruin my life.
Mine was I think it was like the Scary Stories to Read in the Dark or whatever. Like, obviously that movie that just came out, like the one that Lana Del Rey sang the song for. But I forget, Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark or whatever. And that like scared the shit out of me.
Oh, I never did any of those. These were just like the ones that were like assigned in my English class.
Oh no.
Maybe my English teachers just hated me. That could be true.
Because in my English and history classes, we had the Salem witch trials. So I feel like they couldn't like go and like also slavery. And they also couldn't go beyond like that. They're like, yeah, we've already traumatized these kids enough with like genocide, homicide, all this kind of stuff like that. We did read, I think we read not the Iliad. No, we did read the Iliad, like some of the Iliad, not all of it though, because that's too long.
I was gonna say that's notoriously a very long
like,
book.
No, my
notoriously so.
My English teacher, Miss Ashkin, would be like, you're not reading that. Oh no, what did we read? What did I don't remember. I do remember in English class freshman year.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I just got a text and it threw me for a loop. And I remember in English class freshman year we were doing Romeo and Juliet, which is classic.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also
Classic.
my favorite Shakespeare play, which I know basic, but
very basic.
I know it's so basic when there's like Midsummer's Dream like right there, but
I know.
And this is like when Taylor Swift was just becoming popular.
Like, oh my god, did you do a Taylor Swift Romeo and Juliet crossover event of the century?
No, we kind of did, yes. Hang on. Her name, I just remembered her name. My English teacher, Miss Balzerini.
So true.
Miss Balzerini.
So true.
And our like special ed helper teacher that I had an IEP and it was great. I had a special learning plan. It was fun.
It's fun.
And they printed out the lyrics to Love Story by Taylor Swift. They played the song for us and then had us sing along to it.
Oh my
and
god.
Then compare like what the lyrics meant.
Are you for real?
I am not kidding you, because I remember then going home that night and buying Love Story on iTunes and putting it on my iPod.
That's so fucking weird, actually.
It is fucking weird. But you know what? That was my English. And it was in like a room with no windows. It was like a dungeon.
So true.
I went to school in an old factory, so that's basically what I had to deal with. Welcome to Trauma Dumping. This is the Afterbite section where we just... Well, this episode's about overcoming your trauma, so...
This episode is pretty much just about overcoming your trauma and quite literally killing... This is the start of the, like, kill the ghost of your father arc, which I think is very fun.
Hold on, I have to flip around because my foot's falling asleep on me.
Oh, so true. Brian goes into the darkness and then he returns to the light. Hello.
Hello.
You
might see a cat behind me.
So true. Monique, good little child soldier as she is, reminds Genevieve that she's like, you need to kill that fucking baby. And Genevieve is like, I know, I get it. I understand that.
And Monique was like ready to kill that baby. Like, the baby's coming out. They're like, she's like, put it back in.
Literally, Monique is like gonna kill that baby. For sure, gonna kill that baby.
Like, damn, like this girl is like, I want to kill this baby.
Again, good little traumatized child soldier.
I mean, she did kill her aunt. So,
Saying. Um, we go then to Father Kieran's wake, and it is a good Irish style wake. It is loud music, lots of alcohol, ton of people talking, sharing stories, celebrating his life. I love that Father Kieran, the Catholic priest, gets this good debaucherous send off.
honestly, Irish people know how to party. It's fun.
Irish people know how to party even when they're kind of dead. And that's chill. You know?
It's true, because when my dad died, more trauma to unpack. Jesus Christ. Um, his like number one rule is no one's allowed to cry at the funeral. You're all supposed to be happy.
Yeah.
So like we wore Hawaiian shirts.
So
No one
true.
was allowed to wear black. So like Irish people, like I know at my funeral I'm gonna be like, I swear to God, if any one of you fuckers cry, I'm coming back and kicking your ass. You be
Like,
happy you had me. You could cry later.
exactly. Exactly. Like,
And plus, you're in New Orleans. I would not expect anyone not to go out without a party. Like,
also, like, I'm dead. Just, like, vibe and have fun. That's my last, like, that's my last wish. I want everybody to be a little drunk and kind of happy. Like, that's my goal.
and then throw my body on Paul Wesley. Thank you so much.
And then just scatter my ashes in fucking Fells Church, Virginia. Yeah.
Yeah, in scatter them in Covington, Georgia. Don't ask why.
Don't ask questions.
Don't ask questions. I want to be with Klaus Michelson.
Um, Cammy approaches Klaus and she's like, "Hey, what's up? Why are you fucking so goddamn grumpy?" And Klaus is like, "Anyway, I've been having really bad dreams about my dad. Like, no diagnosis necessary. They've got this one covered. It's my fear of fatherhood, of scarring my child as my father scarred me, that are manifesting as nightmares. It's horrifyingly cliche." And she's like, "Honestly, really shocked you're even admitting it." Like,
Honestly, like I was more shocked that Klaus, like, he actually listened to Cammy and was like, "Oh, he listened to someone and actually took their advice. How nice."
yeah. I just thought it was so fucking funny.
Look at Klaus, like having actual character growth.
I know. I was like, oh shit. They really are having like actual growth. I kind of love that actually.
Yeah.
This is why Klaus is my little meow meow.
No.
I think it's funny that I call Klaus my little meow meow because everybody I know and everything about Klaus says that he's an awful little meow meow, but I think it's funny and so I'm going to keep doing it.
This is my official. This is my last episode of this podcast.
It's also your third. Yay!
Like, I love how it's like not even close to my third. Like it's probably like my 50th. Oh,
At this point,
actually.
yeah, I think so because you were here for most of 3 and 4. Yeah.
Wow, look at me.
Look at you. It's almost like you're a co-host of this podcast, Brian. Wow.
That I helped name. Oh my God. I love it. I told my friend that. I was like, yeah, I helped name it. She goes, no, you didn't. I said, yeah, I came up with it. Remember when I tried to do TBD reviews like so long ago? She goes, oh yeah. I was like, this finally took off.
So true. Remember how we were gonna be called like Bloodsucker or something like that before this?
Oh my God,
Before
yeah.
Afterbite? I think we could have made Bloodsucker work as like campy. I think we could have made something like that work.
I got nothing for that one. Nothing that won't come out like I don't know. I got nothing for that one.
Yeah, I got nothing. Anyway,
No.
Klaus is like, yeah, fatherhood, I know more about the trials of fatherhood than you might imagine, Cammy, as he's looking right at Marcel. And Cammy's like, oh, yeah, it worked out so well for you the first time. Why would you ever change a thing? And we go back to this, like, completely unnecessary, like, hey, remember that Marcel was a slave flashback?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I remember, but I forgot that they continue to like kind of like push that like agenda. Like
Yeah.
obviously, yes, it is a conversation that needs to be had because a lot of vampire media is set in the Civil War, which is like
Yeah, it's just that this is also their 9th unsubtle Marcel slavery reference in
Yeah.
one season.
Yeah,
You
and I
know?
know it's kind of
It's a
like,
little bit much.
I know it's probably they're like, hey, we are not glossing over it. Ha 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 ha. We're not making
Yeah.
fun of it like the old slave quarters in Mystic Falls, Virginia, where Tyler transforms into a werewolf. Ha
We
ha
don't
ha
talk
ha.
about those kind of rooms. Yeah, like
Yep.
I know that it's probably their like well-meaning attempt to be like, "Hey guys, we're
Yeah.
not shying away from this obvious history that's here." But also, girl, again, 9th reference in one
One
season.
season. Yeah. I feel
Does he
like
do other things?
if they had done a Marcel like that kind of episode, like centered, where it's like, and I can't believe I'm about to use this as a reference. Everyone, please hold on to your butts. Riverdale
Oh my
did
god.
a very fantastic episode about um about the civil rights movement and like back like the 50s, the 60s, things like that, and like hatred and hate groups, things like that, attacking like Pop's Chocolate Shop, and they did it via time travel.
Of
But
course
like
they did.
they tackled like the sundown laws, like sundown town laws, like MLK's like assassination, like what happened that day.
Yeah, I feel
And
like it's weird for the originals to do it because they only ever go back to this point in time.
yeah, it would have been, and I know
We
this is
never
not a
talk about
super
like Marcel
episode.
was alive during the 60s. Like
Yeah, I feel
I
like
don't know
if they
why
would
they
have,
like only ever go back to this period of time cuz we as far as I remember, I don't think we get anything from him like otherwise, really.
no, and you know Marcel would have been because Marcel fought, and I think in World War I is what it
Uh
was, and they had that
1
entire
and 2,
cost.
I believe.
And two, oh boy, good for him.
Cuz remember he
And
had the whole like cuz he was in France. He was in France, so that would have been 2. For the US to intervene, he
yeah,
would
yeah,
have
yeah,
been in
yeah.
France in World War II because he had talked about
Yeah.
being in the trenches, which France World War II trenches. Yes. So they only ever like vaguely touch upon the fact that he was in World War II. They just like it's I think it's the thing is they only go back to this period of time. I could buy your like we're just trying to respect and honor the history. Cool, great, yeah, love that. You're only doing it for this one very specific point in time, and it feels not great.
Yeah, it's
Even
very much like Vampire Diaries and the originals. Now that I like, obviously, I didn't really realize it back then. I was like,
very
oh,
obviously white
like
shows.
Civil War, like so cool. Like I love learning about that. And now, like obviously, I'm more educated now and I'm more smarticles.
Look at you.
Look at me. I have smarts.
It's
Obviously,
just
you know, like that was horrible, and that shit is bad.
they're also TVD and the originals
They
are very obviously white shows written by a majority white writers room. Period. End of story. And you can tell.
and
And so
and
we
that's
get
why
this
I'm
weird
kind of
fucking
happy
flashback.
Legacy's steered away from that. Because obviously
Yes.
they could have done like Founders Day and like
Yeah.
the
And I
Old
think that
Willow
was a
Creek.
good choice to go away from a
They
lot of
did do
Mystic
that.
Falls
Unless
traditions.
unless they were going to tackle it and like use it as like education. I think that's the word. Like to educate and entertain at the same time. Like I feel like if they were gonna do that, I would have been okay with it.
But
But if
that
they
would
were
have been
gonna do,
fucking lame and preachy.
it would have been lame and preachy, and the monster would have sucked probably.
Yeah. Anyway,
Anyway,
we go back to this fucking flashback of New Orleans in 1810, where Klaus comes up to the governor, and the governor's like, well, I see you've come to return some stolen property. And that's about all I'm gonna say about this scene until there's that last line at the end where Klaus says, my father hated me too. Not exactly the takeaway here, Klaus, but okay. And then he says, the truth is, Marcellus, family can be more than just those with whom we share blood. We can choose. That's the thing we need to take away. Not the weird, my dad hated me too, Marcel. Again, not the move, but okay.
yeah.
Um,
In the great words of our Lord and Savior, RuPaul, as gay people, we get to choose our family. As vampires, we get to choose our family.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, let's see. So back in Rousseau's, Marcel makes a nice toast to Father Kieran.
Yeah.
And we learned that Father Kieran only came back into town after his dad died about 25 years ago. So I really like that. I mean, when you think about it, like, Father Kieran was what, 50s ish? I'd probably say 50, getting into like his 50s or 60s by appearances wise. And the
Like
fact that
early
he
50s.
was, yeah, I think he was probably early 50s because he needed to be old enough to be the uncle of Cammy and Sean. Um, it, like, that's only like half, he was only in New Orleans for half his life. He didn't like grow up in New Orleans, but he still obviously had like this love for the city.
He made it his home.
Um, he did. He chose his family. And that was New Orleans. And also Cammy and Sean. Cammy is like overwhelmed by the atmosphere and she rushes into a back room to cry alone, only to find Francesca there as well. And Francesca does the like social equivalent of dropping a nuclear bomb on a wedding. She's like, "Hey, Kieran's necklace is missing. The key he always wore, I assume he left it for me." And Cammy is like stunned by this gall. And I am too, bitch. Are you kidding me? She does the equivalent of like, again, dropping a nuclear bomb on a wedding. Like she walks in, she's like, "Hey, what's up? I need your uncle's legacy." And it's like, girl, his body is over there. Like what?
He's not even bricked up yet, lady. Like, come on.
Yeah, exactly. What amount of social gall on this woman?
Honestly, and also, didn't Klaus give Marcel 24 hours to come back? I feel like Marcel got like 72.
Yeah, he definitely did, but I think Klaus was like, you can come back to bury your friend. So it extends to the 24 hours. Like, it's like the day, once he's buried, you get out by midnight that night. Thank you.
Okay, that's fair.
That's sort of how he worded it.
That was something that like I just thought of. I was like, huh.
Cammy is just like, girl, what the fuck? And Francesca like explains who she is. She's like, "I took over your uncle's position of faction representative." And Cammy's like, Francesca says something like his mental capacity or his mental facilities were compromised. And Cammy's like, his facilities weren't compromised. He was quite literally hexed. And Francesca's like, "Look, I'm invested in protecting the people of this city, and to do that, I need that key." Cammy's like, "Well, it must have fallen off during the events that led to his untimely death. I'm very fucking sorry." And she just like leaves. And honestly, so fucking true.
Francesca's a bitch.
She's a fucking bitch.
But I love her. I love that actress. Like they got like someone perfect.
Yeah, that actress, what's her name? Her name is Peta Sargent. And she is really good.
She is. She plays like the evil, like human mastermind, like behind the scenes type of deal.
She plays a really good mastermind. She is also for other things she is in that you might know. She was in the Once Upon a Time spin-off, the Once Upon a Time in Wonderland. Yeah. She was the Jabberwocky. Yeah, I don't know. She's also in Supergirl, it looks like. She's in like a season or two of Supergirl as, I'm not even gonna attempt to say that name, Nixelsplints? Nixelspitz? I don't know. I don't know that. She's also in Snowfall as Julia.
Let the sky fall.
But yeah, she is really fucking good.
She is. She plays a villain very well.
She plays a really good, like, even villain. You know what I mean? Like, she plays like a really good like a smooth operator.
Yeah.
Okay. 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 Haley walks into the wake and sits down with both of the brothers. And she's like, all right, what the fuck is the deal with these moonlight rings? Because Oliver is trying to set a revolution every 5 seconds. People are scared and angry, and frankly, I'm tired of stalling. Klaus basically says, he's like, the rings are in progress. We know, as viewers, we know that he just doesn't know the final piece of them, basically. He knows everything except for the stone that is in them. Although, I'm unsure if... At the end of this episode, Elijah makes a deal with Genevieve, with a page from his mother's grimoire. Unsure if they are referring to the same page. I think they are, but like...
Yeah.
Elijah says like it should be like no problem for them. He says it like the way he talks about it, it implies that there like shouldn't be a problem making this ring, when like not knowing one of the ingredients is a pretty fucking big problem.
Yeah.
So
Who knows?
Who knows?
It all gets explained next episode, which is nice.
Pretty much, yeah. Elijah, though, when Klaus is like going off about how he's like, I'm gonna like drink this bottle and I'm gonna finish this bottle and the next in hopes of drowning the demon who has chosen today to haunt me, he like cheers us. He's like, cheers, Michael. Impeccable Freudian timing. Which is really just funny. I love when Klaus goes off. I love it.
I love Klaus sometimes. He's just fun.
But Elijah at this, he looks really fucking stunned. He looks really shook. And he's like, have you dreamt of our father? And Klaus sort of like brushes him off like, yeah, go ahead, have a good laugh. And Elijah's like, there is no piece of this I find remotely amusing, considering I've been dreaming of him too. And...
Oh my God.
Yikes.
When did that happen?
I like the fact that both brothers are dreaming of their father because, like, we know Klaus is so clearly haunted by Michael. We know that one. But to find out that Elijah is also somewhat haunted by him is interesting. It's interesting to say the least. And Elijah sort of just like starts speaking out loud or thinking out loud. He's just like, well, if I'm seeing my father and you're seeing father, then perhaps our rather elusive unknown enemy is making some little further progress. And we look over, and who has entered the room but Genevieve. Genevieve. And Klaus says the funniest line in this episode, which is, well then, what better way to punctuate a day of peace than by killing someone? And yeah, so true, yes. King. What better way? Like, it's just such a stupid little Klaus line that makes me laugh.
Something. Like, it wouldn't be an event with someone without someone dying. Especially
yeah.
at a funeral. Especially
in a New Orleans funeral?
Yeah.
Not to be rude, but people are dropping like fucking flies all over this city.
Yeah, a lot of them are. I wonder who's next.
Anyway, we just move on.
Yeah, we'll talk about that tomorrow.
So, we cut to Genevieve wandering into, for some reason, the Jardin Gris voodoo shop. I don't know why she's there, other than they needed to use a magic set, I guess. It makes no sense, because they're not close to Rousseau's, I don't think.
Maybe so, it's like down the street, like a little bit. Maybe she popped in, paid her respects, and then popped right back out.
And both the boys corner her. And here's the important thing, is that she seems genuinely surprised that they are confronting her about their father. Like, Elijah's like, why did you torment us with visions of our father? And she, like, looks genuinely surprised. She's like, I wouldn't. Which I actually really like. She's like, I will kill a baby. I'm not gonna bring up your abuser. Sorry. Like yeah.
I'm good with baby murder, but abusive dad, I don't touch that.
Yeah, exactly. It's very like, sorry, I'm not about to bring up your abusive father again. Because I think in her own way, she does kind of care about Klaus. Not like really, but kind of.
She, in her own weird way, has a love for Klaus,
Yeah.
and it's weird. It's a weird love, but I could see it. It wouldn't work out, obviously, but
Obviously, because she is, again, going to murder his child, but, you know. Um.
we can make another one. It's fine. Yeah.
Ugh. Ugh. Um. Basically, Genevieve is like, I can try and help, though. Like, I didn't do it, but I'll try and help. And, Klaus is like, all right, fine, go. And Elijah's like, what? And, Klaus is like, you don't trust her, and you're right not to. Only a fool would, but she certainly wants us to trust her, doesn't she? And he reads that situation like a fucking book, dude. He reads that so easy.
He does.
Back at the, Lycée, which is just the greenhouse. I don't know why they're like.
Yeah, why is it called the light? What is that? Anyway,
I don't know.
I don't know. We'll look it up later.
The wiki. The Lycée. I think it's just like a greenhouse.
That sounds about right.
I think a Lycée is like a. It's like a. It's an upper level secondary school. So basically, this is which college that they're at right now, and it's this shitty warehouse. So it's this shitty like greenhouse, and they're at which college? Cool.
Sucks. Oh, there's some lunar eclipse tonight.
Oh
That
yeah.
sucks. I'm
Yeah.
missing it. Oh well.
Oh yeah, thunderstorm.
It's a thunderstorm, so there's no point in seeing it. I'm trying to pet the cat. She's like hiding. There she is. Hi, baby.
So at the Lycée, Davina and Abigail are doing like a seance basically. And Monique is here for a second, and she's like, seances are stupid, fake witches do them anyway, bye. And just like runs out of the house. And you're like, okay, girl, you're up to something.
She doesn't want to deal with anything in this plot.
She has important things to do, like baby murder.
Baby murder. She wants to kill the baby.
So Abigail and Davina try to do a seance to sort of like summon Tim, basically. Is they want to like check in on Tim, I guess. And wind starts to blow around them. Davina cuts her palm open, which again would be the most painful place to get a cut. I still don't fucking get it.
Like, I want a Rice Krispie treat.
Like, why the palm of your hand? Wrist? Finger? Like, palm would take so long to heal.
Yeah, and I feel like it just hurts like a bitch.
It would hurt like a bitch. Vampires, sure, fine, whatever. But like a witch? Girl, you got shit to do.
Yeah.
Girl. So they do that. The song that Tim played for Davina on his violin starts to play around them, and the wind chime near the window starts to play basically the song. And a hand wearing a daylight ring, like, taps Davina on the shoulder, basically. And Davina turns around to find that the hand belongs to none other than Michael. No, Michael. Just Michael. And he says, what a delightful tune. And then he fucking disappears and all the windows in the greenhouse shatter violently.
It's wild to think that it's like, why is Michael showing up there and like also showing up in the dreams? And then you also remember the other side collapsing thing. I guess.
And the other side is collapsing, I guess.
I guess spirits can poke through and be like, "Hi."
It's just weird. It's just so
Yep.
weird.
Oh, they do explore this on kind of on Vampire Diaries too. Never mind, I lied. I was about to say they don't do this on Vampire Diaries. They do,
They kind of do.
but it's like a brief moment in time.
As with everything on TVD, they don't like super explain it. Anyway, Marcel and Cammy have a convo about that key, and Cammy's like, actually, no, fuck you, fuck this, I don't want any part of it. And Marcel grabs his coat and leaves. Rip.
Oh, by myself. Your 24 hours is up.
Not quite. He still got tomorrow.
Oh.
At the Michelson compound, Elijah is standing on a balcony brooding when Genevieve approaches him, and she's like, hey, I asked around. It's not just your father. The purgatory where supernatural souls are trapped is disintegrating. And Klaus is like, she's right, actually. Yeah, he just like walks in and he's like, she's correct, actually. He says that he made a call to a rather reluctant Bennett witch in Mystic Falls who said the same thing. The dead are being torn away into nothingness, and they are not going quietly.
Imagine being Bonnie, like trying to come to terms with your mortality.
I mean, also
and,
morality.
That too, and like try to like come to terms like this is it. This is your final death. This is goodbye. And then you get a call from Klaus Michelson being like, "What is happening up?" Like, and I love how Klaus's first reaction was call a Bennett witch.
You know, when shit's afoot, Bennett witch.
Bennett. Bennett blood.
Basically, their father, faced with permanent extinction, decided to spend his remaining time torturing them. Very typical for Michael, actually.
100%. Sorry, talking about Michael makes me sleepy.
I mean, we can get through this.
Oh no, we're fine. I'm just like literally like I think I'm like so relaxed that it's like
Relax less.
I'm trying to like make myself uncomfortable.
I like that we're just barely staring at your face in your webcam. It's very like off-centered, very much like
because I'm like slowly like sinking because this chair is like broken and like I just
so
sink
true.
down in it more and I just slowly move onto the floor.
Honestly, so valid. Wish it were me. At Francesca Correa's mansion, Haley approaches her and she's like, bitch, what the fuck is good? And Correa's just like, I didn't do it, even though we know that she did.
Yeah.
As Haley leaves on the as Haley leaves, Monique steps out from behind the tree like a fucking bad Michael Myers in Halloween, and she stabs a puppet representing Haley with a pin. And Haley like senses something weird going on, but she just wraps her coat around her tightly and continues walking home.
Typical, like lifetime like mom thing, like oh, it's a
Yeah.
chill.
I like this because number one, you can read this little moment a few different ways, right? You can read it as Haley just getting spooked by the wind and the fact that there's somebody staring at her, and like humans do have that sort of like eyes in the back of our head sort of like instinct, I guess you could say. But I also like the reading of the scene is that other supernatural creatures can sense magic as well. They can sort of like, they don't know that it's happening, but say like a werewolf, like if there's strong magic around an area, they might be able to like, I don't know, fucking like smell it or something. You know what I mean? Like I like the idea that magic is such like a force to be reckoned with. Like you can't just like fly that under the radar, you know? Like I like the idea that like even if you don't know what's going on, there's some part of you that's like, something weird is happening currently. You know what I mean?
Definitely. And I like that. Also, I want to touch upon what Francesca said. When I hit, I never miss or something like that.
Uh-huh.
Oh, like that. And she
Francesca
was
plays
like,
a good villain, dude.
she does. I just love her. I hope she survives.
Plays a really good villain. Um, in the French Quarter, during the funeral procession, basically, like, they're all gathering in the streets, and Father Kieran's casket
Yes.
is placed in a horse carriage.
Catholic priests are going.
Yeah, like, literally. Um, it's a vibe. It's like a party here,
I
dude.
know. I always love New Orleans funerals. I know that's probably weird to say, but
The imagery of them is unmatched.
yes, the imagery and like how it goes from like somber and like you walk with the dead, you take them to the cemetery, and then on the walk back from the cemetery, it's a party.
Yeah,
Like you
exactly.
celebrate. It's like a celebration of their life, and I love that. I think it's
Yeah.
called the second line.
Yep.
I think it's what it's called. Yeah. And I love New Orleans is beautiful. I can't wait to go there. I
It's such
can't
a
wait.
unique and interesting culture.
It is, and I would love to go there and get drunk on Bourbon Street and just find me flat down on the ground crying because I can't find the Michelsons.
So true.
Yeah.
um, so during the second line, basically, Cammy is like, Marcel approaches Cammy and he's like, listen, Kieran told me that the key leads to something that can be used against the supernaturals if we get too far out of line. Kieran and I had our ups and downs, but we trusted each other. So I let it be because I knew that if he had to use whatever Pandora's box that key opens, it would be because he didn't have a choice. And Marcel basically reveals that he searched the city upside down last night trying to find it, and he could not find what this key opens.
Which means, like, where the hell could it be?
Which means that Kieran probably hid it somewhere only Cammy or Sean would know about.
Oh, and Sean's dead. What a shame.
What a shame!
What a shame.
Outside, the funeral procession is walking down the street to the sounds of jazz music, and, Klaus, Haley, and Elijah are all walking together, and Haley is, like, kind of flushed, and her hair's a little bit in disarray, and she keeps having, like, coughing fits. And Elijah's like, are you okay? You look. And then Haley interjects with 100 months pregnant and pissed off at the world, which is canonically correct because she's technically pregnant for like 11 months or something like that, I think.
Yeah, it kind of feels like that she is.
No, I think literally timeline-wise, she is pregnant for like 11 months. Because Hope is born on May 2nd. Which I always remember because it's one day before my birthday. And, like, Haley is pregnant for nearly an entire year. She gets pregnant before the summer, I think, before the gang graduates.
Yeah, she did.
She got pregnant in, like, May of last year. She is pregnant for, like, a full year.
Goddamn.
Yeah.
Hope Michelson and the constant ability to just not know how old you are.
No, I really think she was.
Huh. That sucks. I want to say, like, the originals, that had to have taken place, like, unless April, unless, unless, like, Haley was, like, 2 weeks pregnant or something like that.
No. I think it is just, like, canonically timeline-wise. If we pulled up, what episode did she get pregnant in?
419? No. 18?
Not 419. 418 sounds a little more right. Let me see here.
Yeah. Hold on. I have to move into my bedroom because my computer's dying now on me. Love
Okay,
that.
so true.
Hold on. I will turn off my camera so I do not die. And you get to see my lovely apartment, people. Turn off camera. You will not see this. Also, might turn my mic off too because
let's see. I want to say it was literally, I think it was like somewhere in between like 416. Once you're back, let me know, Brian. But I think it was somewhere in like.
Okay, I am back.
It was episode 416 that,
Really?
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah. Wait, yeah. Yeah, so it's 416, which happens, um, 416 happens, I believe, continuity-wise, it happens during the school year.
Yeah, so it has to be like.
So that means, here's what that means. It means that 416 happens during the school year. Hope is born in May, which is the 5th month of the year. Generously, Haley was pregnant for like a year, like a full year.
Magical miracle baby.
I guess. It was just weird. You know what I mean?
It is weird.
So like, Haley saying that she's like a million months pregnant and pissed off at the world, super valid. Because she has been pregnant for like a year. Um. Anyway, Haley comes up and Haley goes up to Cammy and is like, "Hey, I'm sorry about your uncle. Like, he was really good to people like me during the storm, and I really appreciated that." And then Cammy's like, "Oh, thanks. I think I realize why you're here now."
Yeah.
Literally, you couldn't find a better time to do this. You couldn't like send her a text later being like, "Hey, keep an eye out on Francesca for me."
Yeah, I just kind of felt like it was just like.
Haley, not a queen of timing.
No, it was not good timing, but I understand why Haley's timing. I mean, obviously her timing's really off because she's been pregnant for like 10 years.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, can't blame her.
Anyway, Cammy's like, "Look, I'm trying to stay out of this, but Francesca's a real bitch, so yeah, if I hear anything, I'll let you know what her fucking deal is," which I think very funny.
Yeah, honestly.
I love it when characters are bad people. I love it.
You know, it's just fun because it's like, obviously in real life, we're not rooting for these type of people. Like,
I'm
we're
not,
gonna
but
be
I
like,
do think it's funny.
it is fun to root for the bad guys sometimes.
I love rooting for the bad guy.
It's a fun time rooting for the bad guys.
Um, So, as Haley walks away, she starts to cough and looks woozy, and she leans against a light post as she begins to cough up blood. Genevieve is actually the one who realizes this, and she shouts for Klaus to come help her. Klaus and Elijah, Klaus and Elijah rush over to help her, and they carry her back to the house. And Genevieve is with them, and she's like, I can help her." And Elijah like pushes her away, very protective, obviously. But Klaus is like, "Let it be. She was a nurse, like, and she's a witch. This will be good, actually."
Klaus is the one that, like, normally Klaus would be this one that's like, no, get away from her, get away from the baby. But in this point, he's like, no, we need help. She's a nurse and a witch. We don't got much, so we
But
need
also,
her.
she was a nurse in like 1980, 1960, or 70. I can't remember when exactly.
Like 1917.
No. Oh yeah, it was, I guess. Yeah, it was 1918. Yeah.
Tuberculosis nurse.
Yeah. So she was a nurse. Yeah, sure. True fact, she was a nurse, but also in like 1920. Like, it doesn't count, dude.
She just gave Haley a bunch of cocaine. It's fine.
And then she's good. She sends Klaus off for some chamomile from the pantry. I guess the Michelsons are tea people. And makes Elijah give Haley his jacket. And Elijah reveals that he can hear the baby's heartbeat, but he can't hear hers.
Oh no.
the scene changes so that it's suddenly that weird, like, blue-white hue that indicates that someone is on the other side.
Yeah.
And who is she with on the other side? But Michael. And he walks towards her, and Haley automatically, like, backs away from him. And she's like, who the fuck are you? And he's like, I suppose I'm family. Thanks.
Which, ooh,
Uh, At Lafayette Cemetery, the priest is giving a sort of like eulogy or an homily, sorry, at the O'Connell family tomb as Cammy and the rest of the community gathers around him, and the caretaker is laying the bricks in front of Father Kieran's body. Imagine having that job of like just sitting there and bricking shit up while everybody watches you. Like low
I
key,
would be so
horrifying.
stressed.
Yeah,
And that
exactly.
humidity, ugh.
And that guy's just
Like,
like wearing a regular like vest too.
this poor guy.
I think it would be a job that would be like a little bit too stressful for me in a really weird way.
Oh, 100%. I'd be like, I'm gonna mess this up. I'm gonna mess it up. Oh no, I put the brick the wrong way. Oh my god.
Um, Cammy leaves because she's overwhelmed, and she takes a little walk and goes to Sean's grave.
Oh,
And
this is actually kind of sad. Like,
this is kind of
feel
sad.
bad thinking. This is
She
sad.
talks about how Sean never had a funeral, like our parents wanted nothing to do with him, so the city had him buried out here with the criminals and the John Does, the great unloved. And Cammy's like, you checked my family's tomb, but I've been thinking all this time, I wondered why Kieran didn't have Sean interred where he belonged with the family. But then I realized, what if he saw an opportunity to hide something he didn't want anyone else to find? And his headstone uses the same Bible quote that the priest just referenced in Kieran's homily. Basically, that John 1:5 quote where it's like, light shines in the darkness and the darkness shall not overcome it. And Cammy's just like, fuck it, you know? I've been having a worse day. You can't make this day worse. I'm gonna need a sledgehammer. Which I think is really funny.
I love it. She's like, get me a sledgehammer. I need to desecrate my brother's remains.
You know?
I love the originals in the Vampire Diaries universe so much. They just do such stupid shit, and it's great.
It's so dumb.
And it's like when I explain this to like people like I work with, like trying to explain like legacy. I explain like Vampire Diaries, and they're like, "Oh, that's easy." And then I'm like, "Wait till you hear about the Mud Monster," and they're like, "Huh?" It's just I love this stupid universe. It's great.
It's such a weird universe.
At least it's not Marvel. I say as I love Marvel movies.
Yeah, I don't invoke the name of the devil on here.
Jan Lee. Say his name 3 times, he comes back. No, you say his name 3 times, he makes a cameo in your dreams.
No. um,
Oh, this is the only time we see the other side on the originals. Oh, sad.
yeah,
I'm okay with it. We don't need to see it anymore. We're good.
we're good. I'm good with this filter.
Yeah. Ooh, I should retweet, put this back out. Hold on.
Um,
We'll keep going, though, because I'll still be here. Don't worry.
alrighty. Sorry, I just got like
You're
very
fine. I'm
distracted for a
retweeting my Lizzie Sullivan Once Said video as a part of the campaign to hashtag save legacies. Listen, I forgot I made that.
This is gonna come out in like 3 weeks too. Everybody's gonna be done with that hashtag. I'm so
And
sorry to
Legacy's
say.
will be saved and on Netflix.
Well, Netflix already doesn't want to buy Legacies. That is why it got canceled, dude.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry to say this.
Yeah, I know. We gotta prepare for the worst, besties. I'm still gonna save face and just pretend to try to save it.
I do love a good Lizzie Salzman once said video, though.
You're very
My camera
welcome. I
could
just put
focus.
mine out.
All right. We sort of like cut back and forth between the other side a lot during this scene, between the other side and also the real world, the Michelson compound where Haley is being held, or where Haley is trying to be healed. Basically, Haley and Michael have this back and forth where he tries to kill Haley, and she's like, actually, fuck you. I'm not dead. If I was dead, you would not be trying to kill me so badly. Which is like so smart of her to realize that the reason that Michael is trying to kill her is because she's not dead.
Just there. She's there. She's popping in for a visit.
Just visiting. Just taking a look at the digs in hell. Genevieve, as she's trying to heal Haley, gets a vision of Monique using the little puppet to cast the spell on Haley. And she's like, oh, what the fuck? Get my Gree pouch now. I can fix this. I know what to do.
Not the Muppets.
Not the fucking Muppets. Not the evil Muppets. Not here. Not in this house. Haley is like yelling at Michael like, you're dead. Your son already beat you. And then Michael's like, he is not my son. He is a scourge. A walking symbol of weakness. And that is really funny. I just think Michael goes so hard all the time. Like, I hate him, yes, but also he goes so hard, you gotta respect it.
He really just hates Klaus.
And Sebastian Roche sells this shit.
Oh, he does. Sebastian Roche, I think has been confirmed like to be one of like the nicest humans in the world.
But he is such a good villain.
But he can play a villain.
His whole like his whole deal is like being a good villain. Like, his filmography is just like villain after villain. He was a fucking villain on like Private General Hospital. He was Balthazar in Supernatural. Like, he is just villain after villain.
He was in Charmed too. I feel like he made his rounds on the CW.
Yeah, he did. He did. I don't know. I don't think he was on. He was on Once Upon a Time, my favorite show.
Is it really B?
No, it's not my favorite. I know, bitch.
Okay. We were about to have.
I was joking.
This is no longer a live episode of Afterbite. This is now a therapy session, like B.
No, I just think it's funny.
He was in SVU.
He was also a little bit in Criminal Minds.
Did you know that he was also in the originals? Wow.
So I can't be sarcastic when I say Once Upon a Time is my favorite show, but you can be like, OMG, he was in the originals? Oh my god.
At first, I thought it says the young Pope. I thought it said the young Sheldon. Wait, he was in the Hillywood? King Stefan. Oh, I remember now. I remember.
What, the episode of Once Upon a Time that he was in? Yeah.
I remember. I was like, King Stefan. I was like, who the hell is King Stefan? And then I remember.
Yeah.
Cringe, ramped out. Wow, 24.
Yeah, like I said, he's really good, and he makes his rounds, but he is like a very good villain.
He did a lot of like CW, WB, UPN.
Yeah.
stuff. He wasn't in Buffy, which makes me sad.
Anyway, he
On.
and Haley fight a little bit, and she ends up besting him, and she is like, my daughter has an advantage Klaus never had. She will never, ever know you. And as she stabs Michael, she wakes up on the table, and Klaus is like, shit, you're all right, you're okay. Haley's like, I saw him. He tried to kill me. I saw Michael.
I did tweet about this earlier, which was actually really funny, because this, like, my daughter will never know you kind of thing. I kind of want Hope to meet Michael. Like, I know that's probably not the best thing, but, like, Hope now, as a tribrid, would kick his ass, and I would just love to see it.
I don't think it would provide an especially good opportunity for Hope's growth.
I know.
I feel like it's just like, yeah, it'd be fun wish fulfillment, but also I don't especially see him, doing a good niche, filling any sort of niche that's needed on Legacies. You know what I mean?
It could have been good, like, when her humanity was off. Like, oh, I don't know.
No, because he would hate her, because she's a fucking mutt, basically.
Yeah.
I feel like there's no world in which that's, like, a really good actual, like, character growth moment for
my
Hope.
wish just got ruined.
I'm sorry.
You plucked the wings off the fatty and you stumped on it.
I'm sorry. I just don't think it would provide an especially interesting. It'd be, like, neat, but, like, I don't know, as though it'd be like, I don't know if I could, like, deal with a Hope being yelled at by some old man who doesn't personally know her for, like, an hour. I just, like, don't see how he would bring anything especially special to it, but I could be wrong. Legacy's writers are very skilled at what they do.
They are. Lane, if you're listening.
Lane, if you're listening, now that Legacies is canceled, you want to come back on the podcast? Want to come back on the pod, Lane?
Lane, I know if you're listening, and if we get a season 5, please give us Michael. Thank you so much.
Any writers or writers' assistants or whoever from the cast or crew of Legacies who is listening, feel free to hit us up. Hello at brightcrownmedia.com. We have a little, like, time skip, and we go up to the Haley's bedroom of the Michelson compound, and Klaus walks in. He's like, hey, what's up? Haley tells him that she has decided to move back in. And she's like, Klaus is like, all I ask is that the child is kept safe. And Haley's like, and what about me? What happens after she's born? If you try and take her away from me, and he interrupts her. He's like, can you, like, come with me for a second? I really do just, like, want to show you something. And he takes her to a room that is connected to hers, I believe. It's a little room that is connected to Haley's, and then I assume also to Klaus's. It looks like there's 2 doors in. He takes her to another room in the compound, which he has already set up to be a nursery. It's complete with a crib, a bassinet, and a gorgeous little mobile hanging on the ceiling, along with, like, some shelves for, like, toys and things. And then he also, on the wall, has hung a painting he made of New Orleans. It includes the cityscape at night with a large full moon in the sky above the buildings.
Oh, that painting, it hurts. Every time I see it now, it hurts. It hurts.
It hurts.
Because it comes up in Legacies a couple of times, and ouch. It's literally like a punch in the face.
Yeah.
But
I also like this little... I like that Klaus did this. I like this little back and forth that they have once they see the nursery as well, where Klaus is like, you said that you saw my father. He's like, why do you call him that? He's not your real dad. And Klaus says that he's done damage only a father could do. And then he, like, has a half beat, and he's like, what did he say to you? And Haley, for, like, the first time in a long time, smiles at Klaus, and she's like, nothing true.
Oh, man. I just love...
I'm just saying, again, Klaus and Haley, sure, you don't have to read it as romantic. I think they would be fun romantically, but, like...
They weren't. I mean, they did.
their co-parent. I want their co-parenting sitcom.
Honestly,
I want it so bad.
And we haven't even gotten to like the nitty gritty, like horrible stuff that's happened or that's gonna happen.
I just think they're cute. That's it. I just think they're cute.
Because at the end of the day, their one goal is protect Hope, no matter what.
And I just think they're cute. They're a cute couple. I think they would be a cute couple. I'm gonna revive that AO3 tag.
Like you did with your hizzy fic?
Pretty much, yeah. I'll repurpose some shit, fucking fix all my spelling errors, and I will revive that AO3 tag.
So true. I love the idea that after this, like after we close and everything, you just go, all right, writing.
And I just like start, and I just never stop writing until I revive the Claylee, Claylee AO3 tag?
Claylee? I think it's Claylee, yeah. Claylee.
I just love this moment where Klaus knows full well what kind of shit Michael was saying to Haley, and he still sort of like asks. He still is like sort of like a glutton for punishment in that way, where he still asks. But Haley's like, no, he didn't say anything true, and I don't care. And I don't know, there's so much power in the nothing true statement that I think is like really sweet.
Yeah. She just knows this family. And she knows she's a Michelson now, I think, so she's kind of like, this is my drama now.
His drama is my drama. Genevieve and Elijah have some little back and forth where Elijah's like, I'm gonna give you the spell to make a moonlight ring. I know that you've been interested in obtaining it. Here's the fucking spell. Great.
Here you go. Bye. Don't do anything evil with it.
Back at Lafayette Cemetery, Marcel and Cammy are breaking into Sean's grave in order to look for the key.
Go from this nice, soft, tender moment to grave robbing.
Yeah, and they find a box, and Marcel uses the key to unlock it, but the box is empty. Cammy examines it, and she brushed the dust off the inside of the lid, revealing the carving in a code that Cammy previously used to get around Klaus's compulsion. And I like that they keep bringing this up as like, this is Cammy's little shorthand code.
Yeah.
And he's like, my brother taught me this code 15 years ago. I never knew how he learned it. And Marcel's like, okay, so can you tell me what it says? And she's like, I could, but I won't.
Good for her. You know, taking agency back in her own story. Like, good for
yeah,
Cammy.
and I think she needed this real bad. She says that if Kieran taught Sean this, my brother was meant to be brought into it all along. That makes it my responsibility now, whether I like it or not.
Yep.
And we go back to the Lycée, where Genevieve runs into Monique, and she grabs her by the arm, and she's like, what the fuck did you do to Haley?
And said what the hell, but if this was HBO Max,
the sentiment stands. I think they should get to say fuck sometimes.
Also, HBO Max, we are looking for a new home.
Stop.
Paramount Plus, hello.
God, not Paramount Plus.
No, Paramount Plus kind of sucks.
Do you want it to be more dead than it already is? Fuck, bro.
Disney, come on. I know you want us.
Disney would never.
No.
Hulu might. Disney would never.
Disney owns Hulu.
I know, but like Disney would never put this shit on Disney Plus. It would go on Hulu.
God, no. Fun fact, in the UK, Buffy the Vampire Slayer is on Disney Plus.
That
which is
genuinely
really
shocks me a little bit.
Anyway. Really anyway.
Genevieve explains to Monique that baby is part witch. The ancestors want her alive and consecrated so that her magic can fuel our community. She has to be born first before she can die.
You know, there's a statement I can make that's going around the current political climate. I won't do it.
You're really trying to make this shit political today. It's a dumb vampire show. It's not
I'm
that deep. I know,
listen.
I get it. I know, trust me, I know.
I know
But
you get it,
also,
but
sometimes we just like sit here and we watch our dumb little vampire shows,
we
and
just
that's
don't have
it.
to make it
And
political.
we
That's
don't
true.
have to make it political.
No. Anyway,
We can just talk
but
about our dumb little vampire show.
but I do like that like the baby has to be born first in
Yeah,
order to have her magic, which is nice because we can
I
have the
think is
baby be
funny.
born. Yay! And then we'll just kill the baby.
She has to be born first before she can die. Um, Genevieve smacks Monique on the shoulder and she's like, "Get the fuck out of my sight." And then she starts to do a spell where she is trying to basically plead with the ancestors to not make her do this. And she starts to cry. She's like, "She's a baby. Don't make me a monster, please." And an invisible being, blood starts to drip from her eyes and nose. An invisible being just throws Genevieve around. Like she fucking flies and like ping pongs around the,
Hole
like,
in one.
she like fucking ping pongs around this fucking cemetery.
New high score.
Literally. And she basically is like bleeding from her eyes and her nose and her mouth, and it's like a scene. This is certainly like a scene. And Genevieve pleads with the ancestors, and she's like, "I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. I'll do it. I'll do whatever you want." Uh, Yikes, gang.
It's nice to know that she tried. She just doesn't want to become this like monster, which again, this is kind of like what the entire show, all shows are. They don't want to be seen as these monsters,
Yeah.
but sometimes they have to do the choice, make the choice
Mm-hmm.
where they have to be the bad guy in someone's story. Because in their story, again, I'm just referencing legacies again, and I'm so sorry, but like you're either you think you're the hero, but like they think they're doing the right thing, but obviously like it's not the right thing because you're killing the baby.
Again, you can make this as like complicated, I want to be seen as the hero, all you'd like. But again, you are being asked to murder an unborn child. You are being asked to murder somebody else's baby. Not
The
even
baby that's not
yours.
yours. Not yours.
Literally.
If it was yours, we'd be okay with it.
Yeah, exactly. If you wanted to kill your baby, like, fine, whatever. That's fine. It's somebody else's baby, dude.
Like at least you do ask Haley, like, hey, do you want us to kill the like? Come on, like you don't want it anymore, right? Like, well,
So, Elijah and Klaus have this little back and forth about how Klaus might want to make peace with the living. We go to another unsubtle flashback to 1935, when Marcel is arguing with the governor about who about freeing his slaves, basically, and governor is like, "Have they made you into one of them yet? I thought not." And he shoots Marcel in the chest. And then Klaus comes in to save him. He's like, "Here, let me heal you." And Marcel's like, "No. Turn me now or let me die."
yeah.
And Klaus is like, "I can't do this becoming like me. It would rob you of all things that make you good." And Marcel like says something like, "I know what you are, who you are. Like, you wouldn't rob me of everything that makes me good, please." And Klaus bites his wrist, makes Marcel drink it, and then Klaus snaps his neck.
Which another thing, and I can't believe I'm referencing this back to the Vampire Diaries because this is the spinoff of the Vampire Diaries. So would have thought. This kind of was like when Stefan and Damon became vampires. Their dad killed them, and in reality, Marcel.
This is about as far off from Stefan and Damon's situation,
No,
though. They
no, no,
didn't
no, no,
know
no,
they
no,
would
no,
become vampires.
no, 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 like them being killed by their fathers,
I mean, yeah.
by their like
Everybody in
by
the show has fucking daddy issues.
yeah. It's just a lot of daddy issues, and it's kind of that's what I like noticed out when I was watching. I was like, oh, like Stefan and Damon, he was killed by his dad. Oh, that sucks.
Um,
A lot of fathers killing sons. It's not fun. Good thing's mine dead. Mine's dead. He wouldn't do that to me.
can I finish?
I'm so sorry.
Can I finish the episode?
We can't. We should
Can
finish
I
this.
finish the episode?
We should finish this before I have to go to therapy.
Yeah, can we finish this? Okay, okay. You have to go to therapy anyway, baby boy.
Don't worry.
um, Klaus and Marcel have this little confrontation where Klaus asks, like, how did I fail? And Marcel is like, you didn't fail me, actually. Like, they have this tense moment, but you raised me, you taught me everything I know. You taught me that I can't afford to be weak, not when my enemies are stronger. So whatever it is you've got coming with the wolves, just know I'm going to fight for my guys, I'm going to fight for my city, and I will fight until I'm dead. And Charles Michael Davis, god damn it, boy, he can fucking act.
His yelling, like, obviously people are like, yelling isn't acting. I'm like, no, this is like,
This is acting.
this is passion. Like, this is like, he tapped into the passion that Marcel has for the love of New Orleans, the love of his chosen family,
Of his
and
guys.
that he's going to fight no matter what. And I love that.
Yeah. It's very good.
Yeah, I remember like when I rewatched like the backdoor pilot, or like I think the original pilot, I don't remember which one it was. But like when he yelled, "I'm the king, show me some respect." Like, oh,
Yeah. Charles
oh,
Michael
Marcel.
Davis. Here's the
I
thing.
couldn't believe I did not like Marcel back then, and now I'm as a fully fledged adult, I'm like Marcel's great.
He's fucking
What
great.
was wrong?
Not everybody can make yelling into a good acting choice the way Charles Michael Davis does.
Yeah, how he does it, like yeah,
How he does it.
he does it like with a power that
Yeah.
makes you go like, oh, shit,
Yeah.
we're screwed.
And it works so well with this show. I think if Charles Michael Davis was on like the Vampire Diaries, it would not work. But it works on the originals.
Oh, 100%. This works so better for the originals.
It works so much better for the originals.
Yep.
Let's see what else. We got the last thing this episode. Two last things. Haley and Elijah finally kiss, and I'm still not into them as a ship.
I'm okay with it. It's great.
And then we go back to the Lycée, where Davina is organizing herbs in the greenhouse. The wind starts blowing in through the broken window, and when she looks down at her bandaged hand, she sees that her palm has begun to bleed again from the same wound she used in her seance spell earlier. Which,
cutting on her hand.
again, yeah, that's because you've cut your fucking palm open, and you used your hand to do a lot of different things, Davina.
It's like, what? My hand is bleeding. Oh no, what do I do?
After I'm using it to clean up things? How could this happen? Shut the fuck up, girl. Girl. Not to be rude, but girl.
Magical. I mean, it is, but like.
She turns around, though, to see Michael's flickering form in front of her. And basically, Michael says that, like, your friend Timothy has moved on. I'm truly sorry for what my son did to him. She's like, oh shit, you're Klaus's dad? He's like, I'm the only one who can rid you of him forever. But first, my little witch, I need you. Davina says, what can I do? And Michael smiles and says, you can bring me back to life.
Cue Evanescence.
Cue the Evanescence song. I love this end.
It's like game changer because like obviously like the other side is going down and the other side works a little different. Like we've seen people come back from the other side. So like it's a little different. So like bringing someone, it's like a pocket purgatory. It's kind of like the ancestral well. Like we'll learn more about that I think next season, I think, with it and everything like that.
Yeah.
But like, oh, it's good because you know like resurrection, because I think the other side was like their quick cop out, like we'll put the character there for a little bit, if we want them we'll just resurrect them. Now this is like the final time, like, hey, if we want anyone out we got to do it now, and Michael's the one they have to get out.
Yeah.
Obviously. And I am very excited to see how this plays out.
I love this dynamic between Michael and Davina, because it is probably the two people who hate Klaus the most in the world.
Oh, 100%. Like, the second that he mentioned, like, I can help you get rid of Klaus, and she's like, I'm listening.
I'm in. 100%. Say less. I'm in.
Who do I gotta murder?
I'm in. Let's go.
Do I have to kill a baby?
I'll do it. Well, Davina probably actually wouldn't kill a baby.
No, she would not kill the baby.
Other people are going to kill babies, though.
Yeah.
And that's it for this episode, actually.
That's
it, actually.
Oh my god.
I know. I like that ending, though.
I know.
Brian, scale of 1 to 10. What are you ranking this episode?
I feel bad because the last episode I gave an 8.
Well, the last episode of TVD you gave an 8, yes.
Yeah, that's what
last episode of the originals you gave it a 9.
Ooh.
Can I be honest? I don't think this episode is a 9.
I don't think it is a 9 either. I kind of want to say it's an 8. Like, it bumps it down a notch because it's not like... It's there.
It's there. It's good.
It's a good, like, but it's more of a setup.
It is very much a setup episode. It feels like a weird come down from last week where there was so much happening all the time. And now you're just like, all right, we wait now. You know what I mean?
It's putting the pieces on the puzzle, like on the chessboard right now. Like everyone's getting ready to play chess, and then obviously because next week's episode is called the Battle of New Orleans.
Well, not next week's episode. Next week we go back to the Vampire Diaries, baby. I know. Real bad time, actually. Speaking of next week on Afterbite, we will be watching. Oh, I'm rating it an 8. Yeah, I don't think it's good, but I don't think it's bad. I think it's good.
Collective. Okay, great.
It's a collective 8, yeah. We've been pretty in sync with our last few ratings on the originals, at least. I've been consistently going lower than you on TVD, but, you know, I go pretty low on TVD anyway.
And I go...
You go higher than it deserves. Again, you ranked Man on Fire last week at an 8 as well, and I really don't think it deserved an 8, but whatever. C'est la vie.
C'est la vie.
An 8 in TVD terms means a lot less than an 8 in the originals terms. We can just say it. Yeah, especially in season 5 terms.
Exactly.
Next week on Afterbite, we go back to season 5 of TVD. I'm so sorry. We go to season 5, episode 20, What Lies Beneath. Bright side is that we're almost done with season 5 of TVD.
Yeah, but that also means we're almost done with season 1 of the originals, and I'm very sad about that.
That's true, and that also means we haven't decided what season we're gonna do after this, what we're gonna do for season 6 of Afterbite, if we're gonna do season 6 of TVD, or if we're gonna do season 2 of the originals. We haven't decided yet. I think we might need to do season 2 of the originals just as like a palate cleanser.
Yeah, I kind of feel like we should take a break from the Vampire Diaries and have some fun on the originals.
I think we should have some fun on the originals, but we'll see. When the time comes, we will be probably polling our patrons about it or talking about it on Twitter or whatever. Speaking of Twitter and patrons, you can find us on Twitter at AfterBitePod. You can also find us on patreon.com/Afterbite. You can also find us on breakcardmedia.com/shop, where we have new merch coming soon. Ooh, should I give Stream a little like sneak peek of the new merch?
If you would like, we have t-shirts, we have a hat.
We have something new coming soon. Let me find. What if I let me pull it up real quick. Let me pull up a very secret little teaser image for the hat that you will see. Let me.
That's my closet, by the way. There's demons in there.
Oh, so true, King.
There's demons in my closet, and
demons in them there hills.
There's demons in that there closet. I came out of that last year.
So true. Love that for you. We are going to be doing a special edition of the Afterbite let me pull up. Sorry, let me just put up window capture. You guys are gonna see all of my gonna be a very poorly cropped image. That's fine. You guys are gonna get we stream sometimes Patreon exclusive access to
Maybe
this.
next time we'll play Stardew Valley again. I miss playing that.
That'd be fun. I'd like to play Stardew Valley again.
I'd love to, like, marry someone.
For patrons, the super exclusive version of an alternate colorway on our hat that we're going to be doing soon. There you go. You can see it now on stream. Wow. Wow. Look at that. It's incredible. It is literally right. No, wait, Brian, you can hold your hands again. I'll put it right in your hands. I'll put it right in your hands. There you go. You get that. Wow. Look at that cute beanie.
Wow.
Incredible.
I would love to buy that one.
I would love to buy that hat. Anyway, you can buy this hat at brightcrownmedia.com/shop, or you can get some other merch that you might also like. We have some cute t-shirts. I really like our Vampire Hunting Academy t-shirt. I think it's really fucking funny and really good. But yeah, that's it for this episode of Afterbite. We don't have an outro anymore. So we're just going to say goodbye and fade off into the distance. Goodbye. Okay, hold up. Let me stop recording. Now you can see the messy after podcast, which is where I save Brian's files before he leaves so that we don't have another whole, like, I'm missing this. You need to log back in and we need to re-record.
Oh my god, those were not fun.
Which happens more often than any of us would like to admit.
It does. It's not.
Which is to say, twice. I think.
Twice isn't as bad as I thought. Out of 107 episodes.
Yeah, honestly, shocked that we've only had 2.
2 is not that bad. Typically,
It's not
we know
not
we
terrible.
have a problem. We solve it that time, but
yeah, we usually do actually. Shout out to us.
Look at us.
That's it for this sort of like Patreon live stream. We've been going for almost 2 hours. I'm sleepy and I need to paint my nails before I go to work tomorrow.
I'm gonna have pizza rolls.
God, I wish I could have pizza rolls right now.
At 10 p.m. at night, because why not?
Honestly, so valid.
It is very valid of me.
Anyway, that's it. Thanks for hanging out on our sort of like free on our sort of like free episode. This one, if you want to watch this back at any point in time, you will need to sub to our Patreon because there you can see all of our links and whatnot for everything. We're gonna spruce up the Patreon too. I feel like we haven't been using it like we said we would. So we will be getting to that very, very soon. Anyway, later, gang. We're gonna stop streaming now.
Woo-hoo. I might get the heck out of this.